Hello everybody, and today I'm doing a short video on bleeding hydraulic lifters. If you remove the camshaft from a vehicle that has hydraulic lifters in it, it is a must that you bleed the hydraulic lifters before installing the cam back in. If you don't, you risk the chance of bending valves and doing probably extreme engine damage. So you must bleed the hydraulic lifters when you remove the camshafts. The problem with bleeding hydraulic lifters is most of them, like on these, see this hole I'm pointing to here? The oil, it's got one way in and one way out. It goes in there and has to come out there. It's a check valve in these lifters to where the oil is made to come out, but it's made to come out very slow. While the engine is running of a car or a motorcycle, it's constantly trying to push oil into it to keep the valve lash correct. When you cut the vehicle off, it and only when the vehicle is off will it. Let me pause for 1 second. Okay, there was a plane flying overhead. Had to give it a chance to finish going across it. It must have been hard for you to hear me. But when you cut the engine off, it's meant to bleed the oil off slowly. It typically won't even bleed off, but that's the only chance it has to bleed off is when the engine is off. There's a problem when oil. Sometimes the oil won't come out at all. Like on these lifters here, I've installed some of them back in the vehicle. The oil won't even come out. It stays in there. And what happens, that oil staying in there for so many miles, it turns hard to where it's really hard to get out. It won't come out on its own. You have to help it to come out. And me, what I'm doing is I'm using carburetor choke cleaner, spraying it into the oil hole there to help loosen the oil up that's dried up in there. It's real tough. How do you know when you got all the oil out? These lifters have tappets made into the bottom of them. When you got all the oil out, you can press it with your hand. It's got a spring in there. If you can't press it, that means it's locked. It's got too much oil in it. You can't put the lifters back in like that. You have to be able to push them in with your fingers. And this is what I'm working with. Also, what I'm doing is I'm using my vise. I'm putting the lifters in the vise with a paper towel. Okay, got one set up. This is what method that I also use. I clamped the lifter into a vise. Got a bolt in the center of it on the inside to push up against the tappet, and compress the lifter in the vise and watch the old oil ooze out of the hole on the lifter. The only hole where the oil can come in and has to come out. So on some of them that works real good, and some of them it doesn't work so good. But if you can't get get all the oil out of the lifter enough for it the spring on the inside to compress real easy with your finger, on those lifters will need to be replaced. The ones that you can't bleed. That's about all I got. Thanks for watching.